Now, the Madlanga Commission in Pretoria will today hear testimony from former City of Ekurhuleni Employee Relations Director Xolani Nciza. Nciza is expected to shed light on what has been described as the Blue Lights investigation. Let's cross over to SABC News anchor Sakina Kamwendo and reporter Canny Maphanga in Pretoria for an update on this. Sakina, Canny, good morning to both of you.
Well, good morning, Leanne, and coming to you from a beautifully sun-kissed Jacaranda City this morning, not to be outdone by Tsepo Mungwai and Mariska in Cape Town. And of course, with Canny Maphanga here. And I've been trying to call her Madlanga for some reason. I'm not sure if that's cryptic or not, but hey, we aren't going to go there. Canny, it's been so interesting, the evidence that has come out of this commission, especially yesterday, looking at the vetting process and also the behavior of Brigadier Mkhwanazi once again under the spotlight. Listening to Commissioner Spies, talking about meetings and the unbecoming behavior of Brigadier Mkhwanazi in those meetings. He spoke about how Mkhwanazi had essentially appointed himself as the acting EMPD chief, and of course the fact that him and his entire division refusing to be vetted.
Indeed, and again highlighting the flaws in the system within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. I don't think anyone thought that this evidence would go to this extent, to exposing the alleged rot that goes far beyond the alleged criminal syndicates that may or may not have allegedly incriminated or infiltrated rather the criminal justice system insofar as the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. What we are hearing is that there is a system where they are unable to, deal internally with those particular alleged rogue cops that we're hearing about in the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. And I think that's why Xolani Nciza's evidence is going to be quite critical for the Commission, because you get an understanding as to how they conduct their internal probes and how they discipline misbehaving cops in that particular unit. Because you're hearing there's situations such as of officers losing their firearms negligently, and then of course they're still able to get a new one without there being an official probe into what happened to that firearm. And we've already heard stories or allegations about how you may have instances where they're actually giving these firearms to criminals in order for them to further those criminal acts. We're also hearing evidence about an officer who had shot and killed his wife, went to jail, served the 15-year sentence, while on parole, was able to challenge his dismissal and was able to get back into the system as a cop. We're also hearing evidence about the number of records that you're seeing these officials hold. So you're talking about serious offenses such as robbery, murder, assault, rape. You're seeing officers in the system that are convicted of such offences, and you're asking the question as to how these particular officials were able to get into these agencies that are supposed to protect communities and enforce the rule of law. You're also hearing evidence relating to how Mkhwanazi's unit allegedly refused to be vetted, meaning that you had officials in the system that had not gone through that process, and we don't know whether these individuals are the right candidates to be officers within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. So he's describing a system that is pretty much on a path of destruction, if that's the path that they're going to be taking, without the intervention of the Madlanga Commission. And essentially what is being pointed out here are the flaws in the system that the Madlanga Commission will have to correct, and how they're going to correct it is yet to be seen, but the flaws in the system that make it easy for, alleged rogue cops or cops that misbehave to bend the rules within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department.
Well, thanks, Canny. And of course, we'll pick up on more of what came out of the Madlanga Commission yesterday, and harrowing testimony there by Commissioner Spies regarding the criminal convictions of some of the men and women who are meant to safeguard, to protect the public, and people who refuse to subject themselves to the rule of law as it applied to the EMPD. We'll get you some more of what came out of yesterday's testimony in the next hour, but for now it's back to you, Leanne.
Sakina, thank you very much. Canny, thank you very much as well for that update.